Obviously, I'm very disappointed for me and for my team, but I'm also incredibly proud of the campaign that we ran. I think we did ourselves proud. And this was always going to be uphill for us because I was someone who voted Remain. We have a Prime Minister who voted Remain, and I think lots of Conservative Party members felt that this was a moment when you just had to have someone who voted for Brexit in the referendum. And that was, in retrospect, that was a hurdle we were never able to overcome. But I think, that being said, there was a lot of progress. And, I am delighted for the country that Boris has become Prime Minister. I think he will be a great Prime Minister. He's got optimism, enthusiasm, he puts a smile on people's face, and he has total, unshakable confidence in our amazing country. And that is a quality that we need. And, we've got some challenges ahead, but Boris has got that confidence, and I think he'll do a great job.
He was always the front runner. People said pretty much from the start that he was a shoo-in for the job almost. At the end of the day, he secured 2/3 of the vote, I think it's fair to say. Did you ever feel that it was too much of an uphill struggle and that you should have pulled out and just left him to it?
I never felt it was too much of an uphill struggle, but I always knew that it was going to be a big mountain to climb, and we sensed quite a lot of movement coming in our direction during the course of the hustings, from young people, from people outside, sort of the further you got out of London and the southeast, the warmer the response that we were getting. But we never knew what the baseline was. And, I think Boris fought a very, very good campaign. It was a very clear campaign. His messages were absolutely clear. And, I think, as I say, he will now be a great Prime Minister. It's a challenging moment for our country. This is perhaps the most difficult legacy that a Prime Minister has inherited in peacetime. It's going to be very challenging, but he has got the confidence and the optimism and the energy to get us through this. And, that's why I think he will be a great Prime Minister.
He talked in his speech about uniting the party, and presumably the only way to even think about uniting the country is to unite the party first. Do you think that can be done? I mean, people are already stepping down, saying they're going to the back benches and they won't work with him or for him.
I think that the mood in the parliamentary party now is overwhelmingly to unite behind a new leader and to make a success of Boris's premiership. And I think we'll do that because whatever our differences on Brexit, the biggest risk to this country is Jeremy Corbyn. And that unites every single Conservative MP, whichever part of the Brexit debate they're on. And they know that if we don't now unite as a party behind the new Prime Minister, then we are going to hand the keys of number 10 to someone who certainly won't deliver Brexit, but will do an enormous amount of damage in many, many other ways.
Realistically, we're looking at a hard Brexit if Mr Johnson's going to stick to his plan of getting us out by the end of October.
I don't think we are necessarily looking at a no-deal Brexit. I think that the European Union do want to find a deal. And if we approach this in the right way, as I'm sure Boris will, then I think there's every chance that we could do a deal. But they have to know that what is not up for negotiation is the fact of Brexit, us actually leaving the European Union.
Finally, what's next for you? Are you going to work in a Johnson government if offered a post?
Well, these are all discussions that will happen over the next few days. But what I want to do is to thank the 1/3 of Conservative Party members, the quarter of Conservative MPs who supported me incredibly loyally right to the end. We promised at the beginning that we were going to give Boris the fight of his life. I think it's good for the party and the country that we had a proper contest with proper debates. And I think that will stand Boris in good stead as he takes up the most important office in the land.